Arts.
I went to all art schools. I went to Roosevelt Middle School of Arts and I went to Milwaukee High School of Arts. That's why, you know, I'm a great actress, a singer, dancer. I took up vocal, I took up theater, and then I tried a double major with like vocal and dance. But that's when I ended up finding out that I was pregnant with my first son. So I ended up having to cut down some.
So, what's going on, Mr. Green Thumb? You got smelling pretty good around here, man.
What it do, what it do? Just a little something, that's all.
A little something, that's all?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I've been hearing a lot about indoor growing and everything, and I wanted to know, like, so what is about cannabis that you specialize in when you're growing?
Me personally, I like organic. I like organic grows, growing in soil.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of like the hydro and stuff like that or whatever. There's a lot of chemicals involved in that, and you gotta flush your plants towards the end of their cycle. And excuse me, it takes a lot of. I'm not gonna say a lot more work, but it's a lot more involved definitely with growing outside of the organic realm.
Okay, I feel you. Organic. That's good. Organic is always good. And it smells like some good organic.
I was about to say,
I'll fire this up on a gift here. So, one of my questions is, how did you get started, or what got you actually interested in doing it? Because I know it takes a lot for somebody to, you know, do all that, and it's a lot of work from what I've been hearing. So, usually, a lot of people go and they just buy from those people. What made you decide to, you know, get involved in the growing process of it?
I guess actually like all recreational cannabis smokers, or however you want to put it. I've been smoking for a long time, but I guess what really made me want to grow was my wife and a friend of mine.
Okay.
Me and my wife went to Colorado on a trip and went to a couple of dispensaries. I thought it was pretty cool. Some of them had actual plants in the dispensaries and stuff like that, or whatever, where you could see some of the products that they was growing or whatever. And my wife has anxiety or whatever, so she was all interested, and she's not a smoker for real, but she was interested in, you know, what would be good for anxiety. And I kind of thought the same, and it just got me to thinking that, you know, so many different strands of cannabis where you can treat pain, anxiety, or what have you. But kind of back on topic, just a new challenge, learn something that I actually love doing. You know, people always say, find something you love doing and just do it. Well,
absolutely.
I love the weed, and in this day and age, hell, cannabis is, it's on the stock market, ain't it? I swear it's being traded. You know what I mean? So why not try to but why not try to invest some of my time into a craft that I love doing, recreational. Why not try to make something out of it, a business or whatever?
Absolutely, I agree with you on that. And I've also learned, like, it does help for anxiety and nausea and everything. And a lot of people have their own thoughts about how bad weed is, and it's some type of mind control or gateway drug. Do you agree with that?
I guess certain people, in my opinion, this is my opinion, people are different, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I smoke reefer. It wasn't no gateway to me, not unless you consider beer and weed a gateway, but it wasn't a gateway to me, you know what I mean? I did that, I've only done that, never handed out anything else. You know what I mean? I'm in my 40s, so I wouldn't necessarily say that, but you know what I mean, other people, people's minds are different, so.
Yes, sir.
How people react to different things and take things in, you know, it's hard to say. Some people just have addictive personalities, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so like, as far as like your future ventures, what is your big picture for doing all this? You know what I mean? As far as having the education for it, knowing the actual real knowledge of it, and also putting that content out there to other people. I know when I came over the other day, you were working on a website that you were trying to get together and everything. Like, what would you produce with your content so people can be aware of how it's actually helpful to people, especially for people, you know, with dementia and certain type of sicknesses and illnesses such as your wife's with the anxiety?
I would say with anything is research.
Yes, sir.
You know, whether
Absolutely.
it's cannabis, buying a car, buying a house, hell, even relationships. You know what I mean? It's research. You put your research into a person, put your research into something. So the particular illnesses that you spoke about, you know, if there is a cannabis medical, how would you say, like a cannabis medical, shit, I can't think. Cannabis medical, something that could help them from cannabis. I mean, you know, I'm all for it. You know, go and try to do your research and find out. But even still, even doing something like that, even with the illness, you can grow your cannabis yourself organically. You know what's in it. It's all natural. Not mostly, it's all natural. Hence the word organic. But you also spend time with your loved one. You spend time in the garden. You know, do things, and I don't mind. How to say it go? Help me out here. I don't mind something. Your hands get dirty. You get the I don't mind. You start doing dirty shit or whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? So it gives you other avenues to do things. You know what I mean? You be calm. Be in a calmful place where you dealing with your plants and listening to them and interacting with them. You dig what I'm saying? A couple times a day, at least once a day, at least. You know, but also at the same time you can interact with your loved ones. You know what I mean? With what they got going on.
So that's the kind of content that you're going to produce, is the how to do the indoor and also the awareness of the good things of the, you know, the cannabis.
Definitely. You know, the indoor and mostly organic. I like organic myself because it's organic. There's nothing necessarily. Every man has his hand in it somehow, obviously because it's in a bottle. You dig what I'm saying? But it's not so much chemicals and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like I said before, with something that's got a lot of chemicals in it that's not organic, you got to flush your plants, you know, the last 3 or 4 weeks of growth. Organic, some people say to do it, some people say no. Me, I've done it and I haven't done it. You know what I mean? And me personally never really noticed a difference, but you know, I'm no pro. You know, I'm new to this still. I'm learning. I know a few things, but I'm still kind of new to this, like most people would say. But I would definitely say, you know, to research
And put out the big domino that you got. I know you got the big domino.
There it is.
There we go. Okay, let me see if I got that 6'3" sitting up in here. Which I down to. But you know what? I'm going to get flour and get these out of the way. Come on. Keep it on out there with the quiz out. You might got the blank 3.
There it is. Christine.
On board. All right, so like, as far as the beginners and people that want to be interested in doing what you're doing.
Let me get a toast. I'm going to cut you off, man, bro. Let me get a toast real quick, man. You coming all the way out my way to fuck with me.
Oh, yeah. For sure. You know, I also like to say, you know, good things, you know, for you in the future with what you're trying to do. It's not like you've been doing this and you're established. Like you said, it's about what you're researching and you're putting your website and stuff out there. And that's good because I'm going to be following and looking at the tip.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about growing it or nothing like that, but I do know the little bit that I've learned from, you know, the things that we've conversated before, you know, in the past days or whatever. But like somebody that wants to get into what you're doing as a beginner, what would you tell them to do first? I mean, is it research or what is it?
To do first?
Yeah. What would you let them know what to do? You know, what if they're interested in, you know, trying to figure out things about their health, you know, because some kids have seizures and stuff like that. Like for a beginner person, what would you tell them to do to get involved in it?
Well, see, when you start talking about seizures and stuff like that with the cannabis, it's
No, I mean,
it's more extract.
Well, I guess I'm not
familiar.
explaining my question. I'm pretty much saying for a beginner person like such as me that don't really know nothing about it, what is their first step to be able to gain knowledge for it as far as the research?
Oh, okay, I follow. First and foremost, you know what I mean, where you are, you need to make sure that you can do it where you at.
Yeah.
And if you can't, camera, you know what I mean, there's certain ways to do it, you dig what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I would definitely say research. I mean, it's a couple different levels to what you got going on. Ooh, give me that money with the dub.
Ooh, I knew you had it.
It's a couple different levels, you know what I mean, to what you got going on, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about your seeds, where you're going to get them from, a reputable seed company, then your lighting, you know what I mean? It just goes, you know, a little deeper than, I guess, just a short conversation, you dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just hit me on the website, all links will be on the bottom, you can get at me.
Yeah, we'll definitely shout it out and everything, and put everything out there for them in the bottom of the description. Just look at the bottom. You'll see all the links in the post or whatever. Well, okay, guys. Well, there you have it. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for more videos and content. And also check out my website at www.bigsway.com. And make sure that you hit my IG at DJ Big Sway. So, that was it. You know, if you guys are interested in all that, hit the links in the bottom. Mr. Dirty Green Thumb.
Dirty Green Thumb.
Plenty of content and videos for you.
Website under construction.
Yeah, the website says under construction. And make sure y'all tell a friend to tell a friend. Don't forget to hit that like.
Everybody gon' see.
Yo, what's up with it? You now are watching Everybody Gonna See It live podcast with me, your host, DJ Big Sword. And today we got a very special guest, a good friend of mine, and he is from Columbus, Ohio. And today I just want to thank you for coming on the show. What's up, Kevin?
What's going on, man? Thanks for having me on.
Oh, for sure, man. It is an honor for me to have you being interviewed by me on this great sunny day, being quarantined, and we're practicing our, social spacing.
Social distancing, man. Social distancing is killing me. My beard is too long. My hair is too long. I'm going to shave my head soon if we don't get out of this thing.
Right, I feel you. So I know we were talking about having this interview and we wanted to set it up, basically talking about hospitality industry and being in hotel management. Give me a little background about
it. Yeah, man. So I was in college and was looking for a part-time job. About 20 years old, and I found a job on Craigslist, back in the day before Craigslist got super weird.
Yeah.
So I, for some reason, thought I was applying for a warehouse job. So I go to this interview, I pull up to the hotel, and I'm like, maybe the warehouse is in the back. So I'm wearing like shorts, like basketball shorts and like a t-shirt. And I go in. Yeah, I'm just like, whatever. I was probably hungover, who knows? And so I go in and like, oh yeah, you're interviewing with the GM. I was like, okay, cool. And they're like, oh, it's for the front desk. Front desk, answer phone, check people in, that kind of job. Gotcha. And I'm like, again, wearing basketball shorts, a t-shirt. I'm like, man, they're gonna hate me. And interviewed, got the job. It was a part-time job, and kind of just started working a couple days a week, 3 to 11s, closing at the front desk, things like that. And, I really kind of enjoyed it. I never did anything like that before. Prior to that, I worked at Walmart
And
as
then you
a
got to think,
cashier.
you also got to realize you were 20 years old, just finding yourself. And,
Yeah.
like, how did that work out? I mean, like being 20 years old and they asked you to be a front desk operator, or what have you.
It was cool. Just talking to people, just BSing and everything like that. A lot of times it was a smaller hotel, so I would sit in the back and do laundry while I was checking people in. I had a cordless phone. I'd answer the phone and walk to the front desk. I had a monitor. I could see people come up. So it was pretty cool. I enjoyed just kind of chatting people and everything like that. But that hotel, I only worked there for about 3 months because about 3 months in, I actually got fired.
What?
Yeah. So I kind of got a smart mouth even now in my 30s. When I was 20, it was bad. And it was one night, I think it was busy. Something was going on and I was just not in the mood. And somebody asked me a question and I didn't know the answer, or I couldn't help her for whatever it was. And I was like, yeah, yeah. I was like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I was nice about it. I was like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And she kept hounding me and hounding me. And at one point I was like, I don't know, lady, I make $8 an hour. And she looked at me and then just like walked out. And I was like, whatever.
Gotcha.
2 days later, I go back up there to pick up my check because this is like 15 years ago. So you had paper checks.
Mm-hmm.
And the GM takes me into the office like, hey, I got to talk to you. I was like, whatever. And he shows me like the GSS, guest service satisfaction survey from the internet. And it legitimately, a lady lays out that like the kid at the front desk says, I don't know, I want to make $8 an hour. And then he asked me, did you say this? And I was like, yeah, because I only do make $8 an hour. So I did say that. And he was like, well, you can't be saying it to people. So we're going to let you go. And I was like, well, this is like my first offense. Like, can I get like a warning? And he was like, no, we're going to let you go. I was like, all right, whatever. He's like, but we'll give you a good recommendation. I'm like, all right, whatever, dude.
Okay. So when you end up getting terminated from there, I know it was like, you probably got into something else, right? You went to start doing something else, or?
Well, so I was in college still. So I was probably about 3 weeks had gone by and I was like, I need a job. I was broke. I actually had just gotten my identity kind of stolen. I had like $500 taken out of my bank account. And when you're 20, $500 is like everything you have. So I was hella broke. And I got a job. Actually, I applied for a hotel job because I was like, well, I know this. I can do this job. Another hotel. And luckily, the GM who fired me 2-3 weeks earlier gave me a recommendation and actually helped me get the job. Gotcha. So I started working full-time at that hotel, same kind of thing. It was a little bigger, but front desk, full-time this time. Still folding laundry in the back, but I made more than $8 an hour, so I didn't tell anyone that when they were pissing me off. I didn't throw that out there.
So why you just didn't move on to something else? Like, why did you go ahead and accept that just because he was giving you a recommendation? Did you really enjoyed it or something? Or
yeah, I mean, I did. I've always liked talking to people. I'm kind of chatty, so just kind of getting to know people was kind of fun. And just like there's always something new in the hotel world. Always something new is going on. It's always something going on. And it's exciting. So I kind of wanted to stick with it. And it was something I knew, so it made sense. I don't want to work at a fast food place. I don't want to do any of that. So the hotel was always fun. Plus I got to wear, ties and suits. So I felt really important when I would go out afterwards. I had a tie on. So people thought I was really important. So I just enjoyed doing it too.
So did you get promoted within at that hotel, or was it that, the experience helped you move up, or was it just somebody word of mouth? Or
so at the hotel, I worked there for about 4 years. I had applied for a front desk manager job about 2 years in, and I didn't get it. And I was kind of salty, just because like I was doing the work that the job was open. I was doing the work for probably like 2 months, and I thought I had a job in the bag. I was like looking at buying cars. Like my dumb ass went to go look at Infinities. I'm like, I would have get paid like 40 grand. Like I can't afford an Infinity, but like, again, I was like 22. So like I'm an idiot. And then I didn't get the job and I was salty because then I had to train the girl who got the job. to do stuff that I was already doing.
Okay.
But my GM there was cool. He was a good dude. So basically what happened was a new hotel was opening up this is in Cincinnati. The hotel was open in Columbus,
okay.
where I'm from.
Okay.
And it was one of his friends was a GM there, and he was like, "Hey, I think you have a good chance to get at least a supervisor position."
Wait. So they were opening up a new hotel and letting you open the hotel?
So
Pretty crazy, right?
So I interviewed for a manager job. I didn't get that, but I got supervisor job. But it was crazy because when I started, we were working in a basement of a different hotel because the hotel was literally being built. It was a GM, director of sales, sales manager, engineer, the housekeeping guy, and me. So it was like 6 of us working in a basement. But it was crazy, man. We worked I think I worked 75 straight days. No days off. I was hourly, so I was making money. I was like the 3rd highest paid person for like those 75 days because I was getting like $25 an hour for like 70 days. It was unreal.
Around what was your age within that time? Was it 2 years you said?
I was
23, 22?
I was like 20. I was probably 24 when I got that first job.
That was kind of fast, man.
Yeah, dude. It was fast, but like I mean, I just always was able to kind of always be on my grind. I was always helping out. I was always learning. I was asking my GM questions, and just like I don't know. I feel like I'm a people person, and I feel like
you are.
I'm a chameleon, so I can adapt to different scenarios.
Okay.
And I think that's what hospitality is big about. Is you have to be adaptable. It's never the same.
Yeah. So check this question out right here, buddy. I know you lived out in Vegas. So my thing is, how did you end up in Vegas from Columbus? This is my question because I do know that you're very versatile with how you do things, but it's a different world out there versus being in Columbus, man.
Yeah, man, it's a different world. The Midwest, I mean, you're from the Midwest, it can move kind of slower. Even the big cities, everyone kind of moves at their own pace, right? Even in St. Louis or Columbus, big cities, but everyone moves at their own pace.
Yeah.
In Vegas, man, it's fast paced. Like everyone's got 2 jobs. Everyone's trying to has a hustle or a side gig. But it was wild. So basically what happened was I was ready to move up in the world. And I got a job at a bigger hotel in Vegas right off the strip as a director of operations.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, I never been to Vegas. I didn't know anyone in Vegas. I moved there not knowing a single person for like 2,000 miles. But, it was definitely something I wanted to do. And it helped set me up because, I got paid like drastically more. And I learned so much. I worked for some really good people. My GM at the hotel he's dope. He still works for the company, and he's the best GM I ever worked for, best person I ever worked for.
Okay.
But Vegas is definitely crazy, man. I could tell you stories for days.
So that was what my next question was. Which working in a hotel, were you a few blocks away from the strip? What is the now tell me the craziest thing that you've ever seen or experienced, literally?
Man, there's so many crazy things. I remember one crazy thing. It was we had flight attendants that would come in there because we were by the airport, and it was like 2:00 in the afternoon. These flight attendants come back. They're probably all in their early 20s. About half an hour later, we get a call from the elevator phone. You're like, "Hey, some girl's passed out on the elevator." We're like, "All right, whatever." We go upstairs, and she's face down, ass up, straight up Ludacris style, passed out, face down, ass up. Just knocked out, and they had to fly like later that night. So that girl definitely not make her flight. But and then we had the videos. We had to send the videos. It was an airliner. We had to send the videos to the airliner because they had to prove that she was wasted basically. And she was like, "Oh, I was fine." So that was pretty crazy. But the definitely craziest thing ever happened to me was legitimately one day I got into a fist fight in the street. Because we had to throw some dude out, right? We kicked some dude out for being drunk, and he threw a rock at me. And then I was like, "Man, you got to get out of here!" Like, a lot of bad words, but I was like, "You got to go." And he straight up punched me in the face.
Wait,
so we legitimately fist fought.
Your shift, and you guys had to remove the guy from your facility.
Yeah. I mean,
he was
people
fight.
So people could come in there all the time. They'd always be messed up because they're right there on the strip. It was like 8 o'clock on a Saturday, but
Gotcha.
so we're like, we usually always talk to people, be like, hey man, you gotta go, you gotta go. And after a while, just like, you gotta go now, man. Like, I'm done messing with you.
Right.
And we kicked him out, and some girls got off the elevator, and he was like, hey ladies, and just like stopped. And I bumped into him because I was behind him, and then he like got real aggressive, and I was like, man, you gotta go now.
Yeah.
And basically I pushed him out the door, and he fell down. I was like, just get off property, just go over there. And then I turned around, and he threw a rock at me. And so I turned around in the porte-cochere, took my jacket off, and I was like, if you don't move right over there to the other side of the street, I'm going to throw you in the street. And then he punched me in the face. So then we got to fighting. And we were like in the street. I was like laying on top of him at one point, and then the cops came, and they put him in the cop car, and they're like, hey, you want to press charges? And I was like, no, I don't want to do all that. That's too much work. They're like, oh, are you security? And I was like, no, man, I'm just like the manager on duty. I'm like sweaty. Like, I have his blood on my arm. Like, he ripped my buttons off my shirt. And I remember he's in the back of the cop car, and he's like talking. And I'm like, bro, you're in the back of the cop car. Like, you're all bloody right here. How's that blood taste? I was like, I'm still good. I'm still pretty. Like, you're bleeding. How's that blood taste?
He said, look at me. I'm still pretty. You did the
But I remember I went back inside. I washed my face. I like sewed my buttons back on and went back to work.
Oh.
I had to work till 11 that night. So I was like 3 hours left of a shift on a Saturday night. So
and his management,
yeah. And I was MOD. So that was probably the craziest thing I ever saw, experienced working in a hotel. Now I see crazy stuff all the time, but that was the only thing that like I saw while working in a hotel.
Gotcha. Okay, so well, I know you living in Dallas now, so it's probably more interesting stuff going on. How did you make your way from Vegas to actually working in the industry in Dallas?
Yeah, I mean, kind of the same thing. I just wanted to move up. I'm kind of a nomad in a way. Like, I get a little antsy if I'm in one place too long. Like, not necessarily a place to live, but like in a career or a job.
Yeah.
And I was ready to move on up, so I had transferred again for another promotion in a hotel in Arlington, right there by AT&T Stadium. So I just transferred down there and just was trying to keep on keeping on, basically. But Dallas is kind of like the Midwest in a way. Texas kind of still moves slow. Dallas is huge. Texas definitely moves slower. But I was expecting to see a lot of cowboys, see a lot of dudes with like the gun on their hips. But Dallas is definitely not really like how I imagine Texas to be.
Yeah, because I know we both from the Midwest, and everybody has their perception on Texas until they come down.
It's definitely Dallas is definitely a different city. I mean, I've been to other parts of Texas, and it is more Texas. Yeah. But Dallas is such a transplant that it just feels like any big city.
Okay.
But definitely it's not as crazy as Vegas, but Dallas is still pretty dope though.
Yeah, I like Dallas. I have no problem with Dallas. I don't have a problem with Texas, period. I kind of like it myself. I'm kind of actually, I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to come down here to see things, because between here and the Midwest, it's a big different world. It's more diverse here. And that kind of opens up your creativity, your opportunities, and everything. A lot of people say no, but I say yes, because since I've been down here, I've not been doing anything but leveling up. And of course, you helped me do that too, you know what I mean? So is there anything you want to end this off with, buddy? I just, I'm so blessed to have you want to come on and talk, because I want to get a couple more interviews with you. Hope you come back to the show and come
let me know.
You help me out in a lot of different ways, man, and I really truly appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, definitely.
By the time I get a few of these out there, I really hope that you're getting that other little adventure you're working on. I don't want to spill the beans and tell nobody what it is, but I really want to. I'm so interested in hearing about it.
Yeah, so I'm always I've developed this kind of motto, this mantra, what they call it. And it's never stop, never settle. It's not exactly revolutionary, but like that's something I believe in, because you always got to be doing something, right? Like I remember a Little League football coach told me, like, if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And it's kind of the same kind of thought process that I've been trying to live on. So I got some ideas, and right right now I got some time on my hands, so trying to figure some things out and do some new things for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I can't wait because I've seen a little taste of it, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna have to get you back on this show. We're gonna
Yeah.
do that again.
Yeah, man, we can talk about whatever you want. We can talk about my life, your life. We should, you should let me interview you one day. I think that would be interesting for your readers,
yeah,
listeners.
That's what's up. Yeah, we could definitely do that. We're gonna make that happen. I'm gonna make a note of that. Okay, we're definitely gonna make that happen. So, hey guys, there you go, Kevin Phelps. I basically got this good interview from him. You guys, if y'all want to get a hold of me, you know how to get a hold of me, DJ Big Sway on IG, DJ Big Sway on YouTube. And of course, you already know that the whole page on the Instagram, the Everybody Gonna See It Live podcast, is just now being launched. So you guys go over there and check it out. Hit some likes, hit some subscribes, and tune in. I got more shows and episodes up coming for you. Now, everybody be blessed. Stay in quarantine and keep your social distances right now. And everybody be blessed. Peace. Yo, what's up with it, everybody? Thank you for joining the Everybody Gonna See It Live podcast. And today we have a very special guest, Mrs. Jones. Mrs. Jones is a local essential worker in Texas. She has a very special, unique job, and she's actually a teacher. Now, right now is a time where they're very important and they're very essential to help the kids keep going and stuff. And I just wanted to say I'd like to give you your flowers now. As being a teacher, I'm so proud to have you as my sister. So tell the viewers about yourself and let them know where you're from.
My name is Shamita Jones. I am originally from St. Louis, Missouri, but right now I live in Texas.
Oh, okay. So what motivated you to actually become a teacher?
Well, it's a funny story. Actually, after I graduated college with my criminal justice degree, I decided to be a sub for Riverview Garden School District. And after I subbed for a while, I decided to go back to get my teaching degree.
Oh, okay. So how did you end up in Texas being a teacher?
My husband's from Texas, so I moved here. And we got married, and I ended up teaching here.
Ah, gotcha. Well, that sounds wonderful. Okay, so I have a question. With this pandemic going on right about now, I know the schools are closed and a lot of them are closed, but they still all have you all still working, and they have you actually working for home. So give me a nice, little rundown of your day-to-day routine for which you're actually being a teacher teaching at home doing your job.
Okay, so at the beginning of the day, 8 o'clock in the morning, we get in, we log in, we get our Zoom sessions, we do meetings, we lesson plan, we put in our curriculum activities for our students, and then after that, we get time for our families.
Oh, okay. So you spend a nice amount of hours literally, teaching the kids just like every regular day, get up in the morning, prep your lessons and everything for the children?
Yeah, it's just like normal class time. We work just like we do like we're at school. We're just at home in the comfort of our own home.
Okay, sounds good. Well, how does it affect you personally on a day-to-day basis?
Well, as you can see, I don't know if you can hear it or not, but my son is knocking on the door right now as we speak, and that happens a lot during lesson planning. And every time I'm on Zoom, he wants to come and join with us. But sometimes you have to just try to separate work from home life.
All right, got you. Understood. So you're doing a balance between work and home at home. So it kind of makes it just a little more harder for you to be able to do your job, correctly?
Definitely. It makes it harder because you want to spend all the time you can with your family, but you also still have a job to do.
Absolutely. Okay, well, I tell you what, I did want to ask you too, like, during this pandemic and you being a teacher, are there any parents or anybody that you know personally that actually tested positive for this virus in this time that has kids that you have to teach? Or
Well, not with any of my kids personally, but I do have a friend from back home who tested positive, and he actually passed away. And then
I'm sorry to he's so sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, and I had a old principal who just passed away from it that I knew when I was in middle school.
Wow, that's
So,
kind of.
yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. Wow. Um, I think you guys' job is very important. I think a lot of people really need to, give you guys the credit that you deserve, for doing this job. It's not easy to be able to do, a job like this, especially with Easter coming up, and you got to be able to still do your job at the same time. My question to you is, like, to wrap this on up, Miss Jones, what would you like everybody to see, like, right now in this time?
I would like everybody to see that we are actually working really hard and we're keeping your kids on task. That's what they need to be.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, thank you for joining, and I appreciate you. It was a very special honor for me to be able to interview in this Everybody Gonna See It live podcast. And like I said, you are very essential, and we're gonna give you your flowers now. So everybody, just remember, you have people out there that are teaching your children that still have families that they have to take care of at the same time. And Miss Jones, thank you for joining us, and hopefully I will see you soon, okay?
Thank you. You're welcome. You have a good one.
All right, and thank you guys for tuning in. This is your boy DJ Big Sway from the Everybody Gonna See It Live podcast. Make sure y'all smash that like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you. Yo, what's up with it, everybody? I am DJ Big Swade, and I am your host for Everybody Gonna See It Live podcast show. And today, I kind of just wanted to give y'all something short and simple. What I want to give you is that I realized, like, I was watching Gary Vee and Joe Rogan. They were talking about a lot of things as far as motivating yourself and keep doing what you're doing, even though people are saying things. Okay, so let me say this, one thing. You have supporters that support you, and they literally love what you do. They care about you. They might like you as a person, whatever, but they will go in and they will watch your videos, or they will listen to your music, or they'll go and scroll your website and look for things or whatever, because they literally support what you do. When I say support, I'm not saying like they literally have to do this or have to do that. Those people know and see something in you, okay? But the turning part of that is you also have people that literally say they support you, but they really just give you their opinions about stuff. They're probably establishing what they're doing, or they're probably don't even care about whatever it is that you're doing at all. They just want to give you information to feel important, or feel like they have a better idea than you do on what your vision is and what you're going to do. So with that being said, there is a lot of people that I know literally that say, oh yeah, you should do this, you should do that, blah, blah, blah. And then those people are the people that you support. And when you show support, you might post like a link they have up, or you might post, you know, a song that they have in the background or something, or you might, you know, like comment on something or like something, or give them at least one YouTube play or whatever. You do that for them, but then if you ever think about it, when you go through your analytics and you're looking through your stuff, you look at the age range. These people are in these certain age ranges, so you just, you know, kind of be like, damn, okay, well, let me go check out, you know, so-and-so page, the people that you're actually supporting. Just because you literally like their music or their content or whatever it is, you go and you check their page, and guess what? They don't have not a saying, even if you're on the same project with them, they are not posting it. If it's not theirs or if it's not benefiting them, they feel like they shouldn't have to promote it or post it. And I've learned that. So I'm starting to figure things out with doing this. You know, everybody gonna see it podcast live as a host. I'm starting to see that. I promote a lot of people that I like stuff in general. They don't have to promote my stuff, or they don't have to put nothing out there. I don't care about that. I'm just doing what I love to do, and I'm not doing it for money or anything. So that's what's going to keep me going longevity, because I have a goal for my podcast show. But in a sense, I also was just saying pretty much like, don't get mad at people because you want them to support your stuff, even though you support their stuff. You know why? Because emotionally, it will drain you of your creativity and you moving forward. So just don't do that. You know, if it takes you having to eliminate people out of your, you know, circle, or people out of your, you know, like anybody, you know, anything that has to do with making you, you know, go from super energetic and creative to, oh man, I can't believe so and so. You're wasting time and creativity time for you to be able to grow your brand or whatever it is you're doing. So just note, man, just stay focused. I want everybody out there to make sure that if you're working on something, work on it. Don't care who's watching. Don't care, you know, if you're going to send little emails out or, you know, DMs to people that you would think will look at it and post or whatever, then do that, because a lot of people are just, you know, some people don't really know how to use the internet and stuff. So when you send them stuff, they might go look at it, but that don't mean they're going to subscribe to it or like it, even though they might like it. So you never know what's going on in people's heads about that stuff. So you just stay focused, and whatever you're working on, you keep at it, and it's going to happen. Whatever it is you want out of it, that's what's going to come out of it. And I just thought I'd give you guys this good energy today. I know everybody's working on a lot of their content and stuff, because I know a lot of people with websites and podcasts and stuff like that, and they're doing it from scratch, and some of them have a team, some of them don't. So the ones without the team, I'm just saying, stay focused, put in the work, put in the time, put in the dedication, keep looking forward, please. And whatever it is you're looking to get out of it, you're definitely going to get out of it. And I am DJ Big Suede, your host of Everybody Gonna See It Live. Make sure y'all subscribe and hit that like button, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you. Peace out.